It all started in the summer of 2014, and Pat Riley, the president of the Miami Heat, is trying to keep his big three intact. LeBron James, Dwyane Wade, and Chris Bosh had spent 4 seasons together in Miami, going to 4 consecutive NBA Finals. Twice, they'd won the title. But in 2014, they had just been defeated by the San Antonio Spurs. The beginning of the end of the Big Three can be traced to a Las Vegas hotel suite. James, the best basketball player on the planet, was now a free agent, and Riley and Heat GM Andy Ellisberg flew to Sin City to plead their case. Riley walked into the suite and saw James, his agent Rich Paul, and his friend Randy Mims. But there was no sign of Maverick Carter, the man responsible for engineering LeBron's deals. Riley knew immediately something was off. During the Heat's presentation, LeBron's team kept glancing at a TV watching a World Cup soccer game. At one point, Riley asked if they'd mute the television. Riley flew home worried and soon got a text telling him to be ready for a call. 15 minutes later, his phone rang. Rich Paul, LeBron's agent, was on the other end. He handed the phone to LeBron, who started by saying, "I want to thank you for 4 years." Riley didn't say anything. He realized it was over. He says now, "I was very angry when LeBron left. It was personal for me." But Riley says he was talked out of responding the way that Cavaliers owner Dan Gilbert had responded 4 years earlier when LeBron left for Miami. Riley says, "I was glad I didn't do it." That same summer in 2014, Bosh opted out of his deal. Riley says Bosh immediately wanted to renegotiate with the Heat, knowing Miami had the money and felt vulnerable. Bosh threatened to sign with Houston. In the end, Riley gave him what he wanted. Now Riley says he wishes he told Bosh no and given all that money instead to Dwyane Wade. 2 years later, it's the summer of 2016, and now Wade is in contract negotiations. His agents asked to deal directly with Heat ownership. Riley acquiesced. Wade ultimately left for the Bulls, citing Bosh's injuries as a major reason, but also saying that Riley didn't reach out. With their relationship tarnished, Riley now says, "I wish I could have been there and told him why I didn't really fight for him at the end. I fought for the team." Riley says the one thing he wanted to do for Wade was acquire an impact teammate so he could finish his career competitively. Now, 3 years after LeBron's departure, Riley says he understands why LeBron left. He went home because he had to go home, Riley says. It was really time for him to go home, in his prime. If he's ever going to do anything in Akron again, this was the time to do it. Otherwise, he'd have had a scarlet letter on his back the rest of his whole life.